We need to do the best we can. I'm gonna talk to
Not
Cindy.
myself, but
She's supposed to bring the
went
four
out there
boys
today,
with her.
or this morning, I believe. Yeah, and they came by and they filled out some paperwork.
After we need to do the best we can. I'm gonna talk with Cindy.
Alright, it's working.
She say okay, and it's going to council. It's got to.
And so yeah, they're doing they're taking off. There was, I guess, already metal panels there, and they're replacing those metal panels. So there wasn't.
Because it's gotta get semi-professional.
It's okay.
We're together.
Because they said it was the same thing. They had told code enforcement, and they came in and talked to Megan. They said that it was the same thing that they had it before.
There was nothing there before. They had a tough or metal shed from like Sears Roebuck, whatever it's for Home Depot.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no fencing?
The fence was there, but it was a game fence.
What's a game? I mean, what?
Like you could drive ranches and they had real high deer fences.
Uh-huh.
It's the same thing. That's what he had back there, which I know he never got a permit.
Yeah.
How do you know?
I don't know. That's
So
just
they are not building back what they
no. Okay. Because we went and looked at the Google images, which we have to go off of because the fence was no longer there.
Afternoon.
And the
just came down this week.
Everything is good until
but
they talk about
we didn't see it. So the only images that we have are the ones from 2023, and it looks like it's just like a regular like panel fence.
There was a, if you drive my lane, it's high fence for game. That's what it was.
Yeah, it didn't
need
need to be
real tall fence material.
period.
That's where you let his dogs from.
Okay.
So whatever was discussed,
That's not what happened.
Okay. Because right now he's seeking those all around.
But another more T-post.
It's a metal frame.
She needs to make us a slideshow.
Hmm?
She needs to make us a slideshow.
Yeah.
Hello.
We've got everything here.
Oh, there you go. Oh my goodness.
Everybody.
Yeah.
She's gonna be here.
Thank you for sharing.
Hello.
Kyle and
Come on,
What's yours?
Oh, turn it on. Oh, here. This goes. Yeah, it's just.
Lori's gonna be here. She's coming. Yeah, she still has 5 minutes. She told me, at least I had an email from her. She said she's coming. Did your husband see this in the paper Sunday? You did? I did not. San Antonio paper. What are you laughing at? Yeah, it was in Sunday school. I knew they were doing it. Haven't gotten back to Brianna. Past the initial. Yeah, past.
And I'll
We had all the initial drawings, whatever concept drawing. Yeah. But I asked Brianna, they haven't gotten back to her yet.
I saw Bill showed me the first one.
Yeah.
Good.
It's kind of
He showed them that. We don't get that.
Well, sometimes my son goes and buys it. Depends on what he wants to use. So he goes and buys
The live stream's working. It's the TV that we can't get to work now.
I know, I don't like that. I can tell you that right off the bat.
appreciate you doing it.
I hope that Mark barbecue place has some different ideas to give us on their signage. Oh, look at all our young men all dressed up.
Who's all this?
This is for September Square.
They didn't have the plans for that.
I know.
There's
There's some of the original first
And
stuff.
it's in,
And I thought she would put some of the original first stuff.
Online.
I thought we had some very good stuff. She didn't give it to Selena made one.
Hello, Lori.
See,
Here she is.
I'm glad they're doing something with that. Lime is
Mine is nice. I do. I think Selena's
got the stuff. It's always here.
It's always here.
In here.
You guys need to get better.
Who made the motion? Okay.
I think Selena has something fun.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna try to this one and we're gonna try this one.
Special about that. So, anything
If I don't want to get so far behind.
Taking all the notes first.
I just
It's so neat at the park board meeting. Allie Welch has her computer
Oh.
and she just types it all
Oh.
in. She has the most thorough minutes I've ever seen.
Oh.
And I go, if I could type, that would be good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe Selena's got something for us.
They have to wait for the monument to the end.
Huh?
They have to wait for the monument to D.
Yes.
I wish they would do this stuff. They used to put the number.
Yes. I still put the.
I do.
Yeah, I put the number. I don't put this. I put this. I put the equated to the.
Yeah, I do that.
Oh, look here. This is something that came through that Deborah said, okay, we have to do it like this. And I don't know.
Ooh, that's pretty.
It is 6:30. Are we ready, Brianna? Yes, we're good. We ready? All right. Good evening. It is 6:30, so we will call to order and have roll call.
Lori Marchman,
Dan Maloney.
Kyle McVeigh.
Priscilla Garrett,
Mary King.
Jeff Parker. Doug Demona.
all in attendance. Our liaison is here, Phil King, and Selena, our Historic Preservation Officer, is here. So, number 3, citizens' comments. Is there anyone that would like to make a 3-minute comment? We'll open it at 6:31, please. No? What do you do? Me make a comment? Oh, you can't hear me?
Oh, sorry guys, yeah, put those mics in front of you, just to make sure that everybody can hear you on the live stream.
Harry doesn't.
Here, I'll share. I'll push it over when it's her turn to talk. Okay. All right. Well, so we will open and close citizens' comments at 6:31. We have number 4, approval of minutes for July 15th, 2025. So if we can scan over them, if you had them read them already, and then get any comments or a motion to approve.
Yeah,
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, I have a motion. Doug, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Discussion items. Item 5, discussion and action items. I'm going to read all of them and then we'll go back to them. A, discussion and action on a certificate of appropriateness for 312 Petersburg. Discussion and action on a certificate of appropriateness for 1303 Lorenzo. C, discussion and action on a certificate of appropriateness for 509 Highway 90 West. D, discussion and action on a certificate of appropriateness for the September Square Memorial. So let's do item A, and we'll turn it over to Selena.
So, the applicant is proposing to build a 12 by 20 foot tuck shed at the back corner of their property. The property is located in an HE zone and is part of the 1969 and 2002 THC Historic Resource Survey. Here is the site plan showing the original shed and what the shed used to look like. The shed was recently demolished. From my research, even though the property itself is on the Historic Resources Survey, the building was constructed sometime between 2011 and 2013. So it's not a contributing structure. I did receive a letter from Megan, the permitting assistant, showing that the applicant obtained approval from the HLC back in 2018 to demolish that. So this is a view from Petersburg Street. You can see where that old structure used to be, where that arrow's pointing. And that's also going to be the location of the new shed that they're proposing. Here's some more photos of what the property looks like today and where that shed's going to be. This is the view from Fiorella Street. So I got 2 submissions for this. This was the initial submission. And then based on my comments, I had suggested that the windows be a similar size and style to the main home. The door to the shed have minimal architectural detailing to match the minimal simplicity of the main home, and the color of the roof be complementary to the main home, as well as the color of the exterior be complementary to the main home. So they did resubmit, and this is the resubmission. The applicant did send comments saying that the windows will be located on a side that is not facing one of the streets, so you won't see the windows anywhere, but they do want to keep that door style. So I recommend approval with the condition that the door be simplified, but since this is pushed far back in the rear of the property, I'll leave it up to you guys to see if you want to approve that door.
You want to put that door back
Of
on?
course.
Okay, which end do we want to start? Laurie, we'll start with you tonight.
What's the code say for doors?
The door should be complementary of the house, so have like a similar style, and that's why I recommended making it more simple, because if you see the house here, there's not really detailing on those doors or windows openings. So that's the code. That's what the guidelines recommend. It's just for it to match the style of the main structure.
Okay.
Properties on the structure on the property.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Your turn.
That's
I would prefer it more in matching the house. It's my opinion, but the code, it's just, it's agreeable to everyone that it's, since it's sitting very far back on the property. I prefer to match the house.
Are you talking about like the materials or the door? The door.
The style.
Okay.
The complexity of the design. I agree. I don't have a problem with how it looks. It's going to be so far back, and it's not a big issue to begin with. She made all the other changes. I don't have a problem with the door like that.
The windows you said are going to not face a street.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm looking at that shed. I mean, in my mind, where it is. So, how's it going to turn? What's the door going to face?
So, now,
Yes, you can.
Thank you. I'm Clay Binford. I'm Sylvia Binford's son. So we updated the request, and so the windows will be put on the opposite wall of where the door is. So in the rendering that you're looking at, it's a dated one. The windows are off that wall that's now solid, and so the windows will be on the back side, opposite facing Fiorella.
It's not going to face the door's then going to face
The door will face Fiorella.
Fiorella. Okay, yeah.
The
Okay,
windows
now I
will be on
understand.
the
Placement.
opposite wall of that, the long wall, but that will be facing an interior block.
Oh, okay. Those are my main questions. Mary?
I probably would prefer a simpler door myself. And maybe it's because it's painted white, it stands out and it doesn't look like it belongs in Castroville. But like I say, maybe if it wasn't painted or the X wasn't there. But that's my opinion.
I have no problems with the application.
Doug?
yeah, me either. If you wanted to match the door, the front door in that home looks nothing that would be appropriate for this kind of building. Because the front door of the home has a big old window in it. So
Right.
that would be something you match.
Yeah, it does. Okay.
Would it make a difference if the trim around the door was not an opposing color, contrasting color? So maybe it didn't stand out, like if it was all a pine color or something?
Yeah, one suggestion that I was gonna make is yes, painting the door so it matches the color of the exterior walls, so it doesn't pop as much. So yes, that would be a suggestion. To answer your question, the color of the trim, is that what you're asking?
Yeah, that's fine.
Of the main home is like a tan color, kind of similar to the stone there. I don't know if I can zoom in. Let me see if I can zoom in.
If you've ever driven past this property, this house sits so far back in a corner that it.
This house.
No, the storeroom. I mean, it sits all the way back on the
I
lawn
didn't even remember it.
in
Because of trees.
in
front
the
of me.
corner. It's so. I think that can be taken into consideration too. So, I mean, if you had 15 people in this room and you had them raise their hand if they've ever noticed the shed that sits back in that corner, you wouldn't have anybody raise their hand. I'm quite sure. I mean, I'm not. That I just.
That shit kind of blends in though too. It's wooden.
Yes, and it's 200% better than what was there. I hate to say.
I think it makes a big difference sitting so far back.
Oh, it sits way back on the
Next to
property.
the house.
In fact, if you're driving by the old barn, it's hard. You would have to do like this to look back and see that, because the old barn that's left on the property really blocks it from Fiorella Street. Yeah.
Are you going to restore the barn?
Eventually, but not yet.
That's been talked about a lot, hasn't it? Yeah.
A lot of people don't really know what to do. We've had engineers look at it and no interior structural support.
Right.
And so we raised it up, but actually doing something we feel comfortable utilizing it is going to be another. That's what we're doing.
You had some pretty cool plans when you redid the house.
We do, and we still have.
Yes, those were.
My mother and brother are moving there, so we're going to get them in situated to figure out what we're going to do with that. Make sure this stuff works.
Well, don't forget those old plans you had, because they really,
No, we have, I think it's a great plan.
they were really a great plan back then. Yes. Okay, can I get a motion? If the discussion is over, anybody have anything else to?
Just one more quick question. What were the roof color and the color of the exterior going to be? Have you made a decision on that? Of the shed.
It will be these three colors, and it's a regular sheet.
Okay.
And the idea is the three colors to match the roof line that's on the other house.
I'll make a motion to approve the shed with the alteration to the plan that the door be painted in a scheme that is simpler and more blending to the walls of the shed.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
I second
I mean,
that.
a second?
I second.
Second. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Y'all both have a nay? Okay, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 2 then, approved.
So let me just make sure I understand. It has to be one solid color.
I don't think that's what she said.
No,
No.
I just said,
But you're telling me now that what you've given me is simplicity. And so it has to be aligned with the base color so that it is not too offensive to the eye.
the point of it was to try to make it as simple as you could with the door and matching house that goes with it. So
Okay.
not necessarily all bland left to right, but maybe the X in the middle, the barn part at the bottom, maybe that doesn't stand out. Just going by off of her recommendation that if the paint scheme was a little bit more simplified, it would be okay.
I don't understand what that means. And I'm not being argumentative, but what I don't want to do is come back or have someone call the city and say
Of
this
course.
is not compliant with the certificate of appropriateness, because what your motion is vague. And so I don't want to be put in a compromised position to where now I have to make a judgment call to interpret the will of this board.
I completely understand. And maybe I could amend my motion.
Okay?
Would that be okay?
We can amend an motion, yes.
Okay.
Well, we've already voted.
Oh, we've already voted.
We've already voted.
Huh?
That's a new motion.
New motion.
Can we go back to the house colors of your house?
Well, it's rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
rock. And is the
Well-
paint gonna be like the trim work on that house?
So this is a pre-made shed with the color palette. So
It's already painted?
yeah, we're choosing from a color palette. It's not that we have the ability to go and buy colors.
Okay.
And so if you want something off the palette that is less white but more in line, I mean, I would have to, in order to know that we're not doing something that would be offensive to this board, I would need to bring in another color scheme.
Huh?
I mean, we ought to be able to approve something without having them come back.
That would be my hope, because the comment that this is 200% better, this is where I get a little bit frustrated, because we are improving significantly in comparison to what were there. We had 4 comments that were deemed offensive, and we addressed 3 of them, with the one being a door that is, without consensus on this board, deemed offensive by a couple. And so if I need to come back and redo the design, I'm happy to do that. But I don't feel like I have enough instruction based on what was approved to know that I'm satisfying what you're proposing.
Let me ask you something. Since we're looking at a picture of a color scheme,
Mhm.
have you actually seen the colors? How much
No,
difference is there?
We haven't ordered it yet because we didn't want to order until we had approval. So this is based on a proposal that we received, based on the feedback that we got and submitted. I think I sent it in yesterday.
Well, I mean, is it actually a tough shed or another?
It's a tough shed.
Never ordered a tough shed, but based on their motion materials.
Mhm.
If you have it pre-painted in one of their color schemes, I think that you just don't paint the X the same color as the top panel.
Well, that's what I was asking. We just
I mean,
need to.
I think that addresses what she's trying to
Is that the motion?
That- Well-
Technically, you all have voted. Somebody who voted yes
Needs to make a
can make a new motion and a new second, and then you can revote. People who voted no can't raise the motion. That makes sense. We've already voted.
So Laurie, think about it. Are you, Are you worried about the door is going to stand out too much against the color scheme that's there?
Personally, no. I was just basing it on our liaison's opinion in the report
Do
that
you
it should be simplified.
do you have a, I mean, what in your mind, what would simplify it? A paint color?
So painting the X, you can leave the white around the perimeter of the door and paint the bottom X and the thing that goes, the trim that goes in the middle, the same color as the exterior, or paint the whole door to match the exterior of that.
The exact same color.
Or get rid of the X totally. The design. I don't know if Tough Shed has just a plain door without that design. I'm not too sure.
I'm not sure. I haven't looked at it. This was my mother's picking out what she wanted. So within the guidelines that you provided, so I can go back to the drawing board.
I think we just have a paint color problem here, and not go back to the drawing.
I agree. I think the best to
I'll
move
come-
forward to make sure that Mr. Binford doesn't have to come back, because it doesn't seem like
It's
that big of a deal. I think it would be, the motion would be somewhere in line with keep the paint color of the door as minimal as possible, or
How about I get rid of the X?
there you go.
And even if I have to go and paint over it, would that make you happy?
Yes.
I'll come help you paint.
Okay, thank you.
There you go. Okay. So
So a new motion? Or
yes.
Okay, Lori, you're on.
I'll make a motion to, what did you say? To undo the earlier motion, I would like to make a new motion that states that the door be painted in a minimal color or
the X removed.
the X removed.
Discussion.
Any further
One,
discussion?
minimal color does not help him.
The X is going to disappear.
So
White trim, no
one
X.
color or white trim. We need to be specific. He's asked us to be specific. So
Well, but she was specific, disappeared with the X.
Right. So if you're telling me that the design up there with no X, I'll paint over the X and that'll be fine. Okay.
Is that good? You got that motion?
Well, since you've changed it 5 times.
Okay, but we need a second still.
We need a second.
Second.
Okay, and is there any further discussion?
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
nay.
6-1, motion passes. You were a nay? Oh, I thought you said yay. Okay. Got to speak up. All right. 5 to 2. Okay.
I'll
Are
just
you-
stay up here if you don't mind. I know I've got the next one too.
You know you have the next one too.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So let's go on.
So I haven't received a formal resubmission, but me and Mr. Binford did talk about this one. As you know, this property is located in a CG district across from Houston Square. Here are the current conditions of the property. Like I said, we had a discussion on signage options. Here's what I presented to him. It's a smaller sign hanging. A smaller sign more in line with the windows, and it improves the proportions between the window and the roof line. I also proposed the second option, which is even a smaller sign, but it adds a hanging sign under the balcony. After we went back and forth and trying to figure something out, we did come up with this proposal. So the applicant wants to take off the trim of the existing signage, and this is what it would look like. Even though it is a little bit larger than the ones I presented, I do feel like it is more proportional to the building. There's more spacing between the windows and the roof line, and so I told him that this would probably be more likely to be approved by you all because the proportions are better than the existing sign. So I do recommend approval as long as the application is updated to show his proposal. questions?
Okay, Doug, you want to start?
I just soon make a motion that we approve the signage under the new applicant proposal that's with the property owner.
Yeah, I think it's a good compromise. Thank you.
Mary?
I think so too. I think it's really nice.
And the second.
Yeah, he made a motion, so I need a second,
I'll second.
and then we can open
Now,
for discussion.
discussion. Okay. Kyle, discussion?
Are we on discussion?
We are on discussion.
I don't like a painted sign on a building, period. I wished it would be a sign that was painted on some other material, wood, whatever, to be more conducive to the surroundings. And then it's changeable, it's easier to maintain, and I just don't like signs painted on historic buildings, period. No, this isn't historic now. It is still, and it's in an area that's very historic. So, my 2 cents.
I appreciate you working with us to try to downsize it, make it smaller. I would be okay with it the way it is.
Lauren?
Okay. I agree with Kyle because of the tradition of the historical aspect of the district we're in. I also question are we going to address the other mural? And is that in this particular agenda item?
The flag?
The flag and the,
I don't know if I'll discuss the flag.
We didn't discuss the flag because, to my understanding, that wasn't something that you guys had an issue with from the last meeting. So the only thing we discussed was this sign.
If I remember correctly from the discussion, the sign ordinance that Brianna brought forward, it fell within the guidelines. So we had no objection to the flag staying on the building.
The size of it.
And I think the fact that it wasn't on the
Basic.
main street,
Right.
it was on the corner.
and then what about the mural that's not yet done? Is that going to happen?
There is no application before you for another mural.
Okay.
I
The whole thing about the wooden sign and all that, when this application first initiated, Celine had a great presentation on how the building used to look like, where it had painted signs on the building promoting not only Dan's Meat Market, but Dr. Pepper and other products. So it was almost like the whole building was like a billboard back then. This is downsized significantly. It's in line with the business's objectives of marketing itself. It's still paying homage to the history of the building.
I'm okay. I like the smaller sign. I guess what still gets me, even though the bright blue is in the sign, is in our guidelines, I think the brightness of the sign kind of bothers me on the front. If there was maybe a more muted blue color on it, if it's gonna, because you're right, they've always been painted, even though I like wooden signs hanging anyway, but that's the one thing still. But the color is in the guidelines, but it's very bright to me.
It's a border around the original sign. We're taking that border off. And so what I want to do is to avoid the expense of a complete repaint or another piece of material. And I will say that the murals on the wall, not to be argumentative, but Lick Park is completely covered in a mural on the same block on that building. And so the compromise here is to try to address the concerns, which were size when I was here before, without having to incur the expense of completely
repainting.
redoing it. Yes, ma'am.
Well, the size doesn't bother me, and I know that it does meet requirements now. I guess let's see if we can get a motion.
We don't have a motion in a second.
Oh, we have a motion in a second?
So now
Okay.
you take a vote.
All right, so to okay the sign in the smaller size, remaining same color, same space. Do I have a motion? I have a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion passes.
Thank you.
Okay. I don't like it.
Okay, next,
We'll see you again, Clun. We're sure. Okay. Where are we? We are on C, discussion and action on the certificate of appropriateness for 509 Highway 90 West, IMA's building.
so the applicant is proposing multiple alterations to the existing building. The property is located off of Highway 90, located in the CG district, and despite its age dating back to 1928, it's not on any THC historic resources surveys. Here's what the building looks like now. Here's some more photos of the rear and the side of that structure. So this is the proposed design. The applicant is proposing to replace or restore 3 exterior doors on the first floor, replace the awnings above the exterior doors on the first floor, replace 4 48 by 60 inch windows on the first floor, replace the existing siding with new hardy panel siding, paint all exterior walls and trim, repair the existing roof, and install gutters. And I do want to note on this rendering, those bottom windows, the larger windows on the bottom on the right side, they won't be that size. They're a little bit wider, but this is the rendering that was provided. So I just want to point that out, that they're a little bit larger than that, what is shown. Okay, so here are the options for the doors the applicant is proposing. They either want to restore the doors that are currently there or remove the doors and replace them with either of those options on the left-hand side. In my comment letter, I recommended that all of the doors be replaced to create a consistent style, since they vary in appearance. As you can see there, they're all different. So I suggested that they're all the same, and then the doors be painted to match the trim color as illustrated in the rendering. Here are the options for the windows. In my comment letter, I noted that both options are compatible to the district. The 4/4 window would match both the existing window style on the second floor, but it's going to appear to look different because it's wider. And then for the 8/8, that's the one that I'm recommending because it will match the upper windows, except for the bottom half of the window, but it'll look more proportional to what's already existing there. And then on the right side, those are the gutters that they're proposing. They're going to be on the edges or the corners of the building. So with that, I do recommend approval with the conditions that the doors be replaced and not restored.
Okay. Is this our group out here sitting on the back row? In case we have questions, would one of you come up? Okay. Doug, you started last time.
Yeah, on the left door, left for us, I don't know if that's right. But 4 small windows, 2 and 2 side by side.
Those are not in the scope.
Yeah, those are not in the scope of work. Those are existing stained glass windows, and we're going to keep those.
Oh, I didn't realize they were stained glass.
Stained glass?
Yes, sir.
So it would be the 2 larger windows so your right side.
Yeah.
On the bottom.
But the 4 small ones on the other side are stained because they're stained glass.
Correct. And we're going to
Okay,
keep
so
those.
here's my pointer. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
There you
so
go.
These 2 windows and then these 2 on the side. Those are what is
Okay.
work.
Okay.
You know, on my question on the gutters is the gutters in the design, the gutters.
Mhm.
That's to me very residential looking. U-shaped stainless or, I don't want to go copper because that's way too expensive, but the U-shaped galvanized metal, unpainted, would probably look more appropriate.
So the gutters didn't really say anything about the gutters, as long as they don't impact the architectural features, which this doesn't. It's pretty simple, so that's why I didn't have a comment on like the color of those.
Go back to your gutter picture. Yeah. Okay, what else am I gonna say? Okay, I just wanted to look at it, so go ahead. Okay, you good, Doug?
Yeah, I mean, if we don't have any purview or gutters.
Jeff?
I think it's a huge improvement.
Oh, isn't it?
I'm looking forward to having a classy building.
Sitting out there.
The wreck that's there now.
Again.
And I agree with all of Selena's recommendations. I'm just curious as to why you decided to put the hardy plank on the whole building instead of just fixing up the plaster.
Well, pretty much the existing exterior currently is all,
Oh, because of that in the back.
Yeah.
Okay.
because it's pretty much completely all rock. You can actually pull it apart with your bare hand. So
So are you going to pull that off and or just put the hardy plank over the top?
no, so we're going to remove all the exterior and put new
Okay.
hardy plank. It'll actually be board and batten siding, so
Oh, good.
be pretty similar to
Yeah.
what the rendering looks like.
Okay.
Okay.
That's all I've got.
I look at that building all the time, but that's actually not plaster, it's called an ecosystem, and it's all rotting.
Oh, is it like sheets that they
Yeah,
just
it's like,
glued on or something?
Yes. Yeah, it's,
In the 20s, she said.
Ah,
yeah,
got
it's
it.
like kind of like MDF a little bit.
What they used on like manufactured
Oh, yeah.
structures
I
or
don't
things like that.
Correct.
Okay. Cool.
Just
So
to
it's
get
good.
us.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Mary?
I'm also very glad it's taken care of. I wanted to
In other
do
words, we're
something
glad.
myself with it. But is the board and batten also going to be all the way around? the
Yes, ma'am.
building? No, that'll be wonderful. Yeah, I agree with all the suggestions. That'd be great.
Kyle?
Looks good. Thank you very much.
Mr. Malone?
It's very good, be fast to see it fixed up.
Lauren?
Yeah, I'm excited about it. Hope it's going to be an ice cream store or something.
Well, we have the new owner right here. So.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Well, welcome.
Is it yoga, I believe, or?
So it's gonna be like a wellness, we'll have the yoga classes, the first one and second one, we're gonna have an integrated medicine. So we'll have, biohacking, wellness, it's all hormone, which is like menopause.
wow.
Yeah, we will have this, we got health, there's hair, and we're gonna have some optimization protocols, so yes, it's gonna be a wellness house.
Very
Welcome.
Yes. Very good.
I like her recommendations on the door and windows.
Okay, can I get a motion?
Second motion.
We need the first motion. You make the motion
Make the motion
to approve
to
it.
approve it.
And I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion and a second. All in favor?
I
Jeff? All opposed? Okay, motion passes. Yes, and thank
Do you
y'all.
have
We'll
a-
be watching y'all.
When do you think you'll be done?
So we're shooting for 2 months.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
So yeah, we're working pretty quick.
That's
So
cool.
Christmas gift cards coming up, right?
Right. Boy, that was a hint. Did you get that, Houston?
It will.
Yeah, okay, make a note. Yeah. Okay, let's go to item D, discussion and action on a certificate of appropriateness for September Square Memorial. Young men, welcome. Who's going to talk or who's going to stand up? Oh, all three of you will then go up to the microphone. Do we have any pictures at all?
Yeah, I
We do?
actually have some historic photos I pulled from the
Okay,
UT
good.
Resources Survey. So this is just showing the 1969 photo of the flagpole and the three memorials, and then the these pictures on the side are from the 2002 THC Historic Survey, and then a photo I found in 2014. But I just wanted to give some.
Okay, those are all from the front.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything from the back. But this is your proposed plan. If you want to speak.
So we're gonna do a redo from the last time. So we're gonna do a redo.
I was going to talk to
Build a Veterans Memorial in September Square to honor the people that have served and people that are currently serving. And we also want to honor the 22 veterans a day that commit suicide. And I have a great grandpa that served, and I have a cousin right now who's serving in the Army, and he had 3 people when he was stationed in Alaska commit suicide. So when I heard that, I really wanted to push for the memorial to be constructed.
Okay.
I'm Connor Havey. I wanted to be a part of this because we did a presentation on teen suicide prevention, and I actually stumbled upon that statistic that 22 veterans commit suicide a day, and I just want to be a part of this to honor the veterans that served and all the current that are serving.
My name is Bray Robertson, and my grandpa was on the USS Lexington, and he was also part of the National Guard. And this just serves as a reminder of all veterans and current soldiers.
Now tell us who y'all are representing to do this.
Oh, we're with Castro.
Okay, that's what we needed to know. 4-H. 4-H.
Oh, 4-H. I thought you said forage.
No, 4-H.
It is so wonderful to see you guys doing something like this. I really commend you. Our youth, you're make a good impression on everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I also just want to give y'all, so they did go to the American Legion to make sure that the American Legion was okay with the plan and everything happening. And the American Legion gave the thumbs up, and they also went to the Parks and Rec Board last week, and they presented their plan as well, and Parks and Rec gave it the thumbs up also. So now it's at y'all because y'all are the historic part.
So, how are you going to get there? Are you going to raise money? Are you building it yourself? How are you going to accomplish this?
We're going to try and raise money ourselves to buy all this stuff.
I think you already have quite a bit, don't you?
So they're going to solicit the donations, and we have a third-party vendor from New Braunfels. It's a landscape company that makes the rock that's going to do the work. The total cost of the project is going to be about $10,000. And we're going to ask for a minimum donation of $500. That way we don't have a lot of people to recognize, on the walkway. And the donors will be recognized very minimal. Some of the changes that American Legion requested, and it was in the letter that was provided to Parks and Board last week, is they just want some of the verbiage changed. It's very minimal, and they want to add a QR code instead of the number. So I just got those changes today. And so I'm going to send that back to American Legion. And they just want the order of the benches in a certain order.
Who was the construction company again, Cindy?
I don't have the exact company on hand. It's Kate. I have it on my phone. But they're the same people that did the COVID-19 memorial behind the library.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So it's the same type of material, high quality. And
If you wouldn't mind sending that to Priscilla,
Okay.
I'd appreciate it. So
yeah,
we can
I'll
have
look it
it
up right now on my phone.
Okay.
Should have had that.
Okay, can you go back to the
You know
little
what?
map?
Actually, on one of the donors, at the bottom, it says, it has the name on there, but I'll forward you the information.
Okay,
Thank you.
Let me kind of explain the little map that we're seeing there. This started 2 months ago, 3 months ago, something like that. Phil got in on the beginning of it, right? 2 months ago. This stuff. I mean, we've been talking for a while to do some kind of entryway to September Square from years ago. And nothing ever really materialized. And so when Cindy started and came to me, we started looking, and it started out with just straight thing into what you're looking at is from Lafayette Street at the back of the park, okay? Where people park, not head in, but parallel all the time along Lafayette Street. So, even though we've been talking about some kind of entryway to September Square for quite a while. I've also been trying to push, and we've tried to push for this before, for head-in parking along Lafayette. So it's something I will keep kind of griping about for. But we're going to start far enough back that if we ever could get head-in parking, it wouldn't affect the monuments at all.
What do you mean antique rocks?
Well, when we at one time were really trying to figure out something to do at the back to get an entryway. Most of the people aren't here with us anymore, but we got really stopped because of the rocks that were put there in the 1930s. I don't know if you've ever noticed there's rocks all the way around September Square. Those were antique rocks. We couldn't mess with them. We couldn't take them up. And so everything kind of fell. So that's what I'm talking about. But see, you don't even know there's rocks all the way around there. So, no. It was the definition. They defined September Square with rocks in the 1930s. They're all covered up now mostly because, the grass and the dirt and everything. So this moves back to where if we can ever get head-in parking there, it won't be obstructed in any way. And when they first came, it was just a straight line up to the monuments. But then when we realized we've already got the bricks that the garden club put in and everything, we thought, can't we make it just curve into those pathways that are already there? So that was a change that they made when we were first discussing it. That's a Castro. That's a Castro one. It's right there where it says monument. It faces where you see where it says Castro marker right there. When you get to the end of the straight pathway, no doubt, right there. That's the Castro marker, and it faces Lafayette. It's not turned the way the other markers are in September Square that face the highway. So we thought, wouldn't it be kind of if we could just put the pathway and let it just walk into the bricks as people are using it.
And the pathway will match the edging of the current sidewalk. I think it's 6 inches.
Right.
And I believe it's like 6 inches, and then it'll go out to 9 at the there's a drawing that I passed around, and then the inside of the pathway will be gravel.
Yes, just like what it is all the way around September Square now. And another thing that I mentioned the other night when they presented to, I don't know, y'all tell me if I get too talky here, when they presented to the park board was when Garden Club closed down, it closed up people being able to buy the bricks and have them done. I mean, we just didn't have anybody that wanted to take that on. So I suggested to the park board the other night, would they be interested when we get this done? Because I still get phone calls. How can I get a brick put in the walkways at Castro? When this gets completed, would the park board take over and manage, just like they manage things out in Regional Park when somebody wants to put a monument out there? Can we get that ginned up again to allow people to put bricks in as their box? So that's, I think, will be another positive if we get this approved and around. So that's all I'll say. Go ahead, Mary. I still have time?
How big,
Oh.
how big are the just benches, or I assume they're benches?
Yes.
I think in the plans I saw 2 4-foot memorial stones and then 6 benches. I don't think I saw.
The bench top size is 4 foot wide by 16-inch tall by 4 foot thick with, let me put on my glasses, with a 15-inch wedge legs.
Yeah,
I guess it's a kind of a arm that connect the top to the
Yes.
bottom.
4
about-
foot,
4 foot wide.
They're 4 foot.
18 inches tall.
About 18-inch tall by 4-inch thick.
Is that going to be strong enough?
Those were the donors. That's just an example of
Oh, yeah.
if someone makes a donation, they would be recognized. That's just,
Yeah.
that's not what
They're
we
very,
wanted, but just-
they're really,
And I believe that's what they make.
yeah.
And we're gonna try to keep the donors just very simple, because a lot of people want to add stuff. So we're gonna keep that to a minimum. That way it's just simple.
So they just want dollars to take per stone?
Yes. Well, it depends. If we get 20 donors, maybe we do something a little different. But if it's 5, then maybe it's not as many.
So it's yet to be determined.
Yes. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
That we.
Yeah. I think the little plaque at the bottom's the donor thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Underneath.
Yes. Because American Legion did not want any donors on the monuments. So the first.
Could we look at putting those in the ground instead of having them stand up,
Yes.
like the way the bricks are
I was thinking.
in the walkway?
Yes.
Legal issue. You put a plan on it. I'm serious.
Yeah.
The city would have to allow it for their new place.
Well, the good thing is, Mr. King, is that I believe we almost have raised the majority of the money. We have so many donors, we could say thank you, but we've raised the money.
The reason I say the city's that because we got
Yeah.
school at this, back when you were there.
Yes.
We have to be very careful what we put because we can't exclude any group.
So, so what I proposed to American Legion when I first talked to them about the project was that we would give them first dibs as far as donating first, and then whatever money needed to be raised, then we could seek outside American Legion. And we had a lot of interest. And plus, each of our families will donate, so that doesn't leave with a large balance.
So you have all your funds or you don't have all your funds?
We don't have all the funds yet, but I don't think it's going to be a problem to raise $10,000 at all.
But that's the thing with council, of course, that's one of the things, because unfortunately, there's a loophole.
Yeah, no, my daughter did the COVID-19 memorial with Tyler Frail, and that was $5,000, and we raised that in about 4 days. So I don't think it's going to be a problem, especially for veterans. Everybody's so eager.
It's not a problem with raising the funds, it's a problem with putting the names on a plaque.
What I'm
So,
saying is that-
That's what he's saying. The city is probably gonna disallow having those little plaques,
I mean,
The donor plaques?
the donor plaques.
we had the donor plaques at the COVID-19 memorial, but if that's something, I don't want to speculate, and because what if they
Because
approve
this
it?
is a city park, I'm just telling you, this is something that the city council dealt with years ago. And they received some legal guidance that we should forego doing that. So you probably won't be approved to put those little plaques on the benches, that's all.
They're not on the benches.
Or in the park.
Okay.
Unless the money's already raised.
No, well.
Well, if that's the case,
Yeah.
I mean, if that's the case, I can have the money raised before we go to city council. Because we know how much the project.
It doesn't matter, the money doesn't matter, it's just putting the plaque down. We don't care where you get your money from, the council doesn't care.
Do the donors mind? I mean, would they not give the money if they were not recognized on a plaque?
I don't think they would mind. It's just what we've proposed. I mean, I didn't know that would be an issue.
What historically what happened is that this one does, we all thought it was a great idea to put signs on the light poles that honor those service people that I think anyway, there was some
Right.
honor of service people. The attorney said if you do that, anybody can come in and you can't deny it. So that's where the city has to be. It's not, and the city council won't make that decision on their own, they'll have to ask the legal, or attorneys, because you have to worry about little things like that, but, so understand, yeah, the city council would say, oh, yeah, no problem at all, except for the legal issue that anybody can come in and ask that their name put on it. Well, what she's saying
for what though? I mean,
Again, that
Well-
would be, I'm just saying there is
Well-
this, again, if, when city council makes that decision, it'll have to be on what the attorneys can tell us how we can get in trouble by it, if there is trouble. But I can tell you last time it did come up, and it was, we were advised not to.
it is,
It just has to.
Are you saying, Phil, the same thing like in the memorials bricks that Priscilla was speaking to? If some group came in that was not really welcome to be here, but if they said, I want to buy a brick, we could not refuse them buying a brick. Right. So that's what we're dealing with. But
but they would have to come in and want to buy a whole bench. Well, but that's what I'm saying, because
We can ask legal. I think that, I mean, this is just ChatGPT, so don't quote me on this, but
we have a lawyer here.
yeah, she's not a lawyer, but no, we'll ask legal. But it does say that you can, if you raise your money, you're allowed to tell them, no, we don't need your stuff anymore, and we don't have to include them on those donations. So maybe the best thing is to try and get as many donors. So when you come to city council, you say,
Okay.
I already have the list of names. These are the people that are donating, and it's nobody additional to this. And then city council at that point can decide if they want to still accept it with those plaques or not, or however that plays out. Yeah.
Okay, well then when we ask for donations, then we'll give them the two stipulations. You may get recognition on a plaque and you may not, depending on what city council. That way, if they want to donate, great. And if they don't want to donate because they don't get recognition, well then great.
But we could put a brick with their name.
That's true. Maybe we could tie in, the red bricks.
I mean,
Yeah.
right? We could.
So I'm assuming you still have to go before city council with this?
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
this has to go to
Yes.
council. But what, Phil? We could.
That's it, at this point in time, anybody can step forward and ask to put bricks in the city.
So that's what I'm saying.
I like that idea.
But if we don't want to put it right by the bench, we could put it on a brick
Well, and you know what, Priscilla, we can tie it in the back.
somehow
That way it
as
ties
we
in.
go that direction.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
we'll tell them you get a brick and then that would tie in
There you go.
to the sidewalks
you go buy your brick and we'll
for the
put brick.
family sidewalk and then the Veterans Memorial, and that would all tie in.
We-
And I'm more
We
than
could-
positive
we could
that
look
the
at doing
landscape
that.
can match the brick. 'Cause
Yeah.
I've asked them and they can do that because we're gonna do that at the high school.
Yeah. So would that, Phil, would that help? I mean,
This isn't Phil King saying.
I know what you're saying.
To answer your question, that would be far easier because it's already done. You can't
Okay.
stop what's been done.
Right.
And that would probably be a lot less expensive. If you priced out those, I assume those are cast.
Yes.
Those things are cast.
I have the total price of the project, and the individual prices,
No,
but
I think he's just talking about the little,
Plaques.
the plaques.
little plaques, I have that on the email.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're like.
They might have been like 120, but I like the brick idea better anyway, to be honest. Yeah, because,
Just put a brick in.
no, I like the brick in the back and it ties everything in.
You maybe could even do it all on one big brick, but I mean, because we don't have just little bricks. I mean, you've got whole family bricks that are what, 4
Priscilla,
by.
that's exactly what I'm thinking. So it could, kind of like Julia did with the COVID-19 memorial, it was just one big plaque
One
with all
big-
the donors,
All the donors.
and we keep it simple.
Okay.
And it's on the ground and it doesn't take away from anybody. I think American Legion would probably love that too, and it's away from the benches. And it's,
Okay. Yes, we did. We put it all on one. Right, Doug? We put it all on one brick. Yes, we did.
I've yet to get over there.
Well, you better go look. I better go make sure it's there, now that I said that, right? Okay, Mary, to you.
I like the idea of doing the brick a lot better than
me too.
those right there. I think it'll look a lot nicer, and I appreciate what y'all are doing.
Thank you.
Very nice.
In line with the plaques, I think the information on that one slab It could cause some problems for the city attorneys too. There are a lot of organizations out there that help.
Oh, that's just the landscape company. He was just putting that. Yeah, it was just a rendering.
Yeah.
I think what we're just going to do is this. We're going to kind of mimic Julia's plaque and just say this project was, I forget what the wording is, by Castro 4-H, list the boys, and then project made possible by the donors, and that's it. And I can take a picture of that, and we won't have the, they put
phone
the,
numbers or
we won't have the Medina Valley emblem or the 4-H. We're just going to keep it very simple to match the bricks that are on the family walkway and the veterans
I'm
walkway.
more concerned with the monument, with the
What?
Hidden Rooms Award. It's got a phone number on it, doesn't it?
I think they want to, American Legion wants to delete the number, and they wanted to put a QR code.
QR code is.
I just got that proof today.
I think a QR code is. These are pressed in or carved into the.
I think what he can do is that he could probably make the QR code on a plaque, and we could screw that on there.
Because that's going to change probably pretty quickly. Those things don't last forever. They're like phone numbers; they change.
Well, then we can do it on a plaque.
Yeah.
Were they adamant with having that on there? Or-
Yes, because their thought is if somebody maybe people are not aware of the resources out there, that it would be. a
That's
nice
the
resource.
point of it. It's to help. It's to render aid to people who are thinking about doing the same thing. And so they need to be able to contact somebody.
I think putting it on this particular monument is probably a bad idea, and I don't think the lawyers are going to like it.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, because I think that there are a lot of other veterans groups out there that may say, well, we want to have our number up there too, because we do help veterans that are suicidal also. So it's just kind of setting up what Phil was talking about. If you put one group on there, then you're going to want other groups.
I guess if they do, maybe they can go through the same process that we did. But this is what American Legion proposed, and this is not the design of that is not already, it's theirs.
Why don't you go back to American Legion, just ask them a question, tell them there may be problems with having phone numbers up
Okay.
there for the reasons that Jeff has said.
Okay.
And see what they say, because they may
Yeah,
say,
maybe they say
"Okay,
no
no
problem."
problem, we take it off. They may
And then we
agree.
can just put 22 a day,
They-
you know. Yeah.
They may agree to take
Yeah.
it off.
Yeah.
I'd start with them.
Okay.
You said if the Legion suggested you could take the phone number off of the QR code.
Yes. That's in the letter that they
So
sent
they
to
already
us.
made
Yeah.
a recommendation.
Yeah.
And let them know, that there could be a legal thing
Okay.
with that, and see
Okay.
what they say.
Okay.
Yeah, because regardless of what the Legion's saying, it's the council that's going to make the
Yeah.
ultimate decision.
Okay, yeah, no, that's
Out
fine.
There, right? So
Yeah.
you're going to want to make sure that it makes sense for the city, because
Yeah.
we don't want to create additional problems for the city.
No, we
Just some technical questions. Is the material that these are made out of, is that stone or some sort of like resin material, or what's that made out of?
It's like concrete, and then it has like a coating.
Okay.
If you've looked at the COVID-19 memorial, they're very, very heavy. But it looks like
It's
rock,
like
but it's not
stone.
actual rock. Yeah.
Looks like stone. And is it pressed in there or is it carved in?
It's kind of it's machine made, but it's pressed in, but it's not carved. They use a machine, and then they use a coating that's weatherproof, that's supposed to not fade and last a lifetime.
And the ones, if y'all go look, the ones at the library are still holding up very well.
Oh, yeah.
That's been
3 years.
3 years.
3 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm sorry I don't have the exact material, but we will for council. All these questions we can't answer.
That's all I've got.
Okay, anybody else? No?
It's going to be nice. It's good.
Yeah, they
Thank you.
looks very nice.
I'll make a motion to approve the proposal for the Armed Forces memorials.
With corrections, with her going to see about the writing.
With corrections and with any writing or signage that there may be a question about.
Yep. And so just so I'm asking for the right things from American Legion, we're going to take away the donor plaques. We're going to do matching brick. Priscilla, I'll get with you to see what looks best.
Okay.
And then we want to take the QR code phone numbers off the 22 a day.
If legal says we should do
Okay.
that.
Yes.
And Jeff probably knows because he is attorney too.
Yes.
So, okay.
I forgot.
Okay. Did I get a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not going to try to get you on the next council schedule because we got work to do on presentation stuff.
Okay. Perfect. We
Yeah,
appreciate
and you'll have a lot more about the donor stuff by then anyway, too.
So should I, maybe I should get a list of potential donors.
Yeah, start getting, if you can, if
Okay.
you have that
I'll get with
already.
American Legion. I'll get with you and then we'll
Okay.
critique.
And thank you, gentlemen, for coming up.
Thank you.
Expect to
Thank
go
you so
before
much.
council.
Please let us know when you're going to have the ceremony.
Okay.
It'll be a while.
No, it's
Uh-huh.
actually, once we get the donors, it's probably 60 days and then we
Okay.
complete.
Thank
All right,
you.
Thank you. All right. That concludes action items. So let's go to item 6, discussion on future agenda items.
Let's see. I don't think I have anything right now. I know we typically have code enforcement, but Carl's been out of town, so I didn't get any updates on that. So they're all the same as they were. In my mind, they're all the same as they were last time we talked about them. So unless y'all have additional things, I can send those to her, but I haven't had a chance to regroup with her on those things. And then another, just for y'all's knowledge, that City Council is going to start tasking boards, specifically Planning and Zoning, HLC, maybe Parks Board, with some things to start moving forward or on some ordinances. So that may look like y'all redoing the historic design guidelines, updating those. One thing that we need to make sure, we need a scope from y'all, because I'm assuming y'all are going to want help from Selena. We need to figure out what that cost is going to look like, because we all know nothing in this world is free. So we can let City Council know that, because I don't think it's realistic to think that y'all are going to be able to do the, what is it called when you, when like you pick some houses out there before the time, contributing,
non-contributing.
Sorry about that. Yeah, so I don't think that, like, we're gonna need some help on that.
We're
side.
going to need a lot of help on that.
Yeah, so we'll have to figure out a scope, but we'll put that on the next agenda. So y'all start thinking about. I know I'll send out a list of things that Selena, when we were going through the UDO process, she went through that ordinance significantly for the most part. She had some ideas. I'll send that out to y'all so y'all can read it, and I want to know y'all's thoughts, and then so we can put a scope together, so we can give that to City Council so they know how much it's going to cost and what it's going to look like to move forward with that kind of stuff.
One thing on contributing and non-contributing, what I'd like is, can it go by specific build dates? I mean, how do you determine that?
But I'll let Selena.
Yeah, so our districts are a little different, as we know, the historic districts. Usually it is based off of build dates, like from 1800 to 19 something. And those are all, any building in that time period is a contributing structure. So that is typically how it works, is by the build date.
It's like 50 years or something, 50 years old or older.
Ours are just really different. So that's something that we'll have to talk about when we update that.
Well, and I know people don't like it when I say this, but I do not think if it's a historic district, to me, there's no such thing as contributing. It's within the district. It impacts everything in the historic district. So I mean, contribute, whether it's a 1960 or an 1860. So I think we need to think out different language on identifying whether it's a contributing property, as we're saying now, versus a non-contributing. Because if you go to any other parts of the country with a historic district, if a 1980 building falls within what they consider a historic district, that building is considered historic, whether it was built in 1980 or whether it was built in 1880. So they fall under the purview of the historic district requirements, and you have to get rid of guidelines. It should also be required.
So that's what the guidelines are for. So if it is a 1980s building, even though it's not in that period of significance, those dates, technically it is non-contributing, but it still has to abide by the guidelines. Does that make sense?
Well, I understand the logic,
Yeah.
but I think
Different
we
language.
need to come up with different language, because if someone comes in here, they've been told they're a non-contributing property in the historic district, they're going to be, their first pushback to me is, why do I have to follow any guidelines?
Well, I think that's where you have to pay attention to your guidelines.
Can I ask your guy, this isn't in the agenda. You be having this kind of.
Yeah, these are the kind of things that we need to set a agenda item for.
Well, but I mean, we're in future agenda items, so.
Just that you all having a discussion about.
Well, don't we need to tell her our concerns, so that's what she can research to bring back on the agenda?
So what we'll do is we'll set up another agenda item for next time so we can get into this kind of discussion to
Okay.
get the scope.
Something.
And maybe a workshop would be better.
Do we need to meet additionally besides the
Well, I
next?
think that's coming anyway, because that was suggested, that's been suggested through the council
Yeah, if
with
we
all
do a
these other,
workshop,
with all the
we'll
other
figure out
changes,
sometime
yeah.
with Selena, we'll figure it, and
Yeah.
we'll figure out if we need it to be
That's-
during the day or after, maybe we start at 5 instead of 6:30. We'll figure that out. Yeah, I'll send out some times.
Because
But what I may do is the next meeting, put it as an agenda item so we can just have a good discussion about it and be able to come up with, some general ideas, and then we can create a workshop after that to go into those ideas. So.
Because I think personally, it's going to be in the guidelines and not in the text of our
Mhm.
ordinance. Okay, anything else? We don't have any curl, huh? So,
No, not right
Nothing?
now. So Josh is doing the best he can, but.
He has a lot on his plate.
Yeah, he has a lot on
But-
his plate. Yeah, they were doing. Y'all heard they've been doing such a great job with animal control. But when there's a lot of animals, you got to take care of a lot of animals.
it doesn't have to, can I just tell everybody to get the Sunday paper and read this?
Sure.
Y'all know that the Father Dubé house has been purchased by Krista Santa Rosa. Yeah. There's an article in Sunday's paper that talks about it. It talks about their $2 million historic site update plans. Yes, and we've seen their original concept, but it might be a good idea if y'all take the Sunday paper to go back and find it, because it's a pretty good article about what they're going to be doing.
Well, they actually, they've already come before.
Yeah, they've come before
Yeah.
us already.
They've done it.
They have with what they're doing, but this gives a talk about reinforcing they're going to do with $2 million. So,
Well, that's a project, what they showed is gonna be.
yeah, that sure was going to be. But I thought it was interesting that it got into the newspaper in San Antonio.
I want to also say another possible agenda item down the road. It may tie to that previous one or not, but some of us are new to this board, and I know historically that we've documented specifically about some of the properties, information, or there's a book somewhere other than the welcome guide that maybe we could have access to, or at least know where to find that information.
I don't know if I ever scanned that, but that one book doesn't have. We have I could send you some stuff. I don't think we actually have like a Welcome to Historic Landmark Commission book that has. But I could send you the guidelines. District now it's a little different because it's not. Just
I've
those
got the
90
guidelines.
Oh, okay, the 96 homes.
The Garden Club is the only one I know that ever really did a book on it.
But it only had a few of those homes, right?
Yeah, there's quite a few of them in there, but
Yeah.
they're the only ones that I know that ever really, really documented.
Sherry Vidiger has been working on a project with
Yeah, but that's
Entire county.
that's entire county, and it's
Well, no.
It's divided up into.
yeah.
Like Doug said, it'll be the most updated information on every property.
It will.
Including every property tax.
Yeah.
So you can basically go in there and say, I wanna see everything in tax bill, I wanna see, and then you go in, everything we have, everything is there is gonna be in this new database.
Yeah, that's those little girls left because they
I was in a meeting the other day and somebody suggested something like that, and they said, you gonna volunteer for it? But no, they're working on it.
it's because it's been 2 years ago since it's been 2 years since those little girls were here. Yeah, a year ago this summer. So
And just make copies of it.
I would
what?
love to.
Yeah,
Thank you. I don't. That's all. Conservation Society has everything that Garden Club has. Had
Tourism guide has every
Laura Hart.
house.
Everything that Garden Club all the way back to the 1950s, and there's a lot of documentation
The
got turned
chamber's
over to
tourism guide has.
And the new database, is it incorporating that information as
No.
well as?
Yeah, that one does have a lot.
See,
of,
I don't
see,
think they're.
but not all of it.
I
It's not all
hesitate
of
even
the same.
getting rid of. I mean, and
Yeah.
giving it
Some
to
people
them.
just favorite some houses.
It's no more Garden Club. I had no choice, and that was the only organization that was even viable doing anything. So Laura Hart has a lot of old information on the houses.
Okay.
Because our tours, the Garden Club tours, go back to the 1950s, and there are books for nearly every one of those that
Like
was done that.
hardbound?
No, they're not. Some of them
Oh,
are
oh.
falling apart a
Okay.
little bit, but what?
They're very thorough though.
Yeah,
It gives all the history.
they're
of
very,
who had
very
the house
thorough.
and the whole bit.
So is she literally in possession of them?
Yes, she's literally in possession.
All
I
right.
threatened her.
Okay, so
Okay, do I?
yeah, I don't have
Okay.
anything to just share.
If there's nothing else, we're adjourned.
If I have any information, I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
We are adjourned.
Yeah, let me.
Oh, I don't know what she's gonna, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're gonna do. If they're gonna do anything. And something else I gave her that I might. Well, one thing I did give her too was.
Somebody needs to get a hold of her and tell her, I don't know, maybe
Oh, I
we
know.
have
I go
like
through
a
these, I'm
reserve
like,
desk at our
honey, I'm
library
down.
or something that they could be